Dr. Jake Morrison stood at the observation deck window, watching the alien ships approach Earth. His hands shook slightly as he held his coffee cup. After 30 years of studying life forms, he never thought he would see this day. Real aliens were coming to visit Earth. The research vessel Endeavour floated in space between Earth and the Moon. Jake worked as the head scientist on the ship. His job was to study different types of life from other planets, but today, the life from other planets was coming to study him. Captain Lisa Carter walked up beside him. She looked calm, but Jake could see worry in her eyes. "Are you ready for this, Jake?" she asked. Jake nodded. "I have been preparing for months. We have all the information about Earth's animals and plants ready to share." 3 large alien ships moved slowly toward the Endeavour. They looked nothing like the spaceships in movies. One ship appeared to be made of crystal that sparkled in the sunlight. Another ship seemed to be made of some kind of flowing metal that changed shapes. The third ship looked like it was built from living wood and vines. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Blake joined them at the window. He was the science officer and helped Jake prepare all the materials about Earth. "The aliens are sending a message," Ryan said. "They want to dock with our ship in 1 hour." Jake felt his heart beat faster. He had dreamed of this moment since he was a child. Meeting beings from other worlds was the greatest thing that could happen to a scientist like him. The aliens called themselves the Galactic Harmony Collective. They had been watching Earth for many years. They listened to human radio signals and television shows. They learned human languages and studied human culture. Now they wanted to meet humans face to face. Captain Carter gathered her crew in the main meeting room. "Today we make history," she said. "We are the first humans to officially meet beings from other planets. Everyone must be respectful and careful. We represent all of humanity." Jake looked around the room at his fellow crew members. Commander Kate Phillips ran the communications department. She would help translate difficult words between humans and aliens. Dr. Amy Rodriguez studied insects and spiders. She brought samples of Earth's smallest creatures. Chief Engineer Paul Stevens made sure all the ship's systems worked perfectly for the meeting. Admiral Tony Martinez commanded Earth's space defense fleet. His ship stayed far away, but watched everything. If something went wrong, they were ready to protect Earth. But the aliens had sent peaceful messages. They wanted to share knowledge and become friends. Dr. Susan Walsh was the ship's psychologist. She studied how different minds worked. Her job was to help humans and aliens understand each other's thoughts and feelings. This was important because alien minds might work very differently from human minds. The hour passed quickly. Jake organized his presentation materials one more time. He had videos and pictures of thousands of Earth animals: lions, tigers, bears, sharks, eagles, and many others. He wanted to show the aliens how amazing and diverse life on Earth could be. A soft chime sounded through the ship. "Alien vessel requesting permission to dock," came the voice over the speakers. Captain Carter straightened her uniform. "Permission. Granted. All crew to stations." Jake watched through the security cameras as the alien docking tube connected to the Endeavour. His mouth felt dry. In just a few minutes, he would meet beings from other worlds. The airlock door opened with a soft hiss. 3 figures floated into the human ship. Jake gasped at what he saw. The first alien looked like a living crystal. It was tall and thin, with light flowing through its transparent body. Colors moved through the crystal like water, changing from blue to green to purple. When it spoke, the words came from somewhere inside the crystal structure. "I am Zixthara," the crystal being said in perfect English. "I study the cultures and behaviors of different species across the galaxy." The second alien appeared to be made of glowing gas. It had no solid form, just swirling clouds of light that moved and danced in the air. The gas took different shapes as it spoke. "I am Velnok," the gas creature said. Its voice sounded like wind blowing through leaves. "I study biological life forms. I am very excited to learn about Earth's creatures." The third alien looked the most similar to humans, but with important differences. It had green skin like tree bark and long fingers that ended in small leaves. Tiny flowers grew from its shoulders and arms. It smelled like a forest after rain. "I am Thornwyn," the plant-like being said. "I represent the collective consciousness of my forest world. We are pleased to meet the humans of Earth." Jake stepped forward, trying not to appear nervous. "Welcome to our ship. I am Dr. Jake Morrison. I study life forms just like Velnok. I have prepared a presentation about all the amazing creatures that live on Earth." Zixthera's crystal body flashed with bright colors. "We are very interested in Earth's biodiversity. Our species have heard rumors that your planet has an unusual variety of life forms." Captain Carter showed the aliens to the main conference room. The room had been specially prepared with adjustable lighting and atmosphere controls. They wanted the aliens to feel comfortable during their visit. "We have traveled very far to meet you," Velnok said, as his gaseous form settled into a specially designed containment field that served as his chair. "The Galactic Harmony Collective includes 12 different species from across this region of the galaxy. We believe in peaceful cooperation and sharing knowledge." Thornwyn's leaves rustled softly. "We have watched your species for decades. Humans show great curiosity about the universe. This is a quality we admire." Jake felt excitement building in his chest. These aliens seemed friendly and intelligent. They wanted to learn about Earth just as much as he wanted to learn about their worlds. "What would you like to know about Earth?" Jake asked. Zixthera's colors shifted to warm yellows and oranges. "Everything. Show us your predators, your prey animals, your plants, your smallest creatures. We want to understand how life develops on a world like yours." Jake smiled widely. This was going to be the greatest presentation of his life. 3 weeks passed since the aliens first arrived at the Endeavor. Jake Morrison had never been happier in his life. Every day brought new discoveries and conversations with beings from other worlds. The aliens shared amazing stories about their home planets. Zixthera told Jake about the crystal caves of Andori Prime, where her people grew like living gems. The caves sparkled with rainbow colors and sang musical notes when the wind blew through them. Velnok described his gas world in the Proxima Cluster. His people existed as clouds of intelligent vapor that danced through the atmosphere. They had no solid bodies, but they could think and feel and create beautiful art made of colored mist. Thornwyn explained how his forest planet worked as one giant living organism. Every tree, flower, and blade of grass was connected. When one plant felt joy or sadness, all the plants on the planet shared that feeling. In return, Jake shared human culture with the aliens. He showed them music, movies, and books. The aliens found human creativity fascinating. They especially loved human stories about friendship and adventure. But today was special. Jake had prepared his biggest presentation yet. He called it Earth's Most Fascinating Predators. He wanted to show the aliens how amazing Earth's hunting animals could be. Captain Carter and her crew gathered in the main conference room. The aliens had invited more of their friends to watch. Now 12 different alien species filled the room. Some looked like floating jellyfish made of light. Others resembled living metal sculptures that changed shape. A few appeared to be made of liquid that flowed but never spilled. "Today I will show you Earth's greatest hunters," Jake announced. He felt excited and proud. Earth had some of the most incredible predators in the galaxy. He started his presentation with great white sharks. The massive screen showed a shark swimming through blue ocean water. Its powerful body moved with perfect grace. "This is one of Earth's top ocean predators," Jake explained. "Great white sharks have been hunting in our oceans for over 400 million years. They are perfectly designed for catching prey." The aliens watched with great interest. Zixthera's crystal body glowed with fascination. "Such an elegant hunter," she said. "We have similar creatures in the liquid methane seas of my moon colonies." Jake continued with polar bears. The video showed a huge white bear walking across Arctic ice. Polar bears are the largest land predators on Earth. They hunt seals through holes in the ice. A polar bear can smell a seal from 20 miles away. Velnok's gaseous form swirled with excitement. "Amazing sensory abilities. My people can detect chemical traces across great distances too. We understand the value of superior senses for survival." Next, Jake showed them African lions. The presentation featured a pride of lions working together to hunt zebras. The teamwork between the lions impressed all the aliens. Lions hunt in groups called prides, Jake explained. The female lions do most of the hunting. They surround their prey and attack from different directions. This makes it almost impossible for the prey to escape. Thornwind's leaves rustled with approval. Cooperation in hunting shows intelligence. On my world, sometimes different plant species work together to capture nutrients from the soil. Jake felt more confident with each positive reaction. He showed them praying mantises, which fascinated the aliens with their patient hunting style. He demonstrated how the mantis would sit perfectly still for hours, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The aliens found the concept of ambush hunting very interesting. Several species explained that their home worlds had similar patient predators. Jake then moved to big cats from around the world. He showed tigers stalking through jungle grass, leopards climbing trees with their prey, and cheetahs running at incredible speeds across open plains. Each type of big cat has specialized for different environments, Jake explained. Tigers are perfect for dense forests. Leopards excel at climbing. Cheetahs are built for speed on open ground. The alien audience responded with enthusiasm. They asked many questions about how these different hunting strategies developed. Jake enjoyed answering their questions and sharing his knowledge. Commander Kate Phillips helped translate some of the more complex biological terms. She had been studying the alien languages and was getting better at communication every day. Dr. Amy Rodriguez sat in the back of the room, watching the presentation with a smile. She was proud of Jake's work, but she had been waiting for her turn to share information about her specialty. Jake reached the final section of his main presentation. Now I want to show you some of Earth's smaller predators, he said. Many people think that bigger always means more dangerous, but some of Earth's most effective hunters are quite small. He showed them various spiders, explaining how they used webs to catch flying insects. The aliens found spider webs interesting but not particularly unusual. Several of their worlds had similar web-building creatures. Jake demonstrated scorpions and their powerful stings. Again, the aliens were interested but not amazed. Poisonous creatures existed on many worlds. Dr. Rodriguez raised her hand. Jake, you should show them some of the more unique arthropod predators, the ones that really showcase Earth's evolutionary creativity. Jake paused his presentation. What do you have in mind, Amy? Dr. Rodriguez stood up, her eyes bright with excitement. Tell them about the Tarantula hawk wasp. It's one of nature's most perfect biological weapons. I think it would be an excellent example of specialized predation. Jake considered the suggestion. The tarantula hawk was indeed a remarkable creature. It would be a perfect way to end his presentation and really impress the aliens with Earth's incredible biodiversity. That's a great idea, Jake said. The tarantula hawk wasp is definitely one of Earth's most specialized hunters. It would be an excellent capstone to show how evolution can create incredibly specific predator-prey relationships. The aliens leaned forward with interest. They had enjoyed learning about Earth's larger predators, and now they were curious about the smaller ones. Jake prepared to load his final presentation slides. He felt proud that he could end with such a unique example of Earth's natural creativity. The tarantula hawk wasp would surely amaze these visitors from other worlds. Jake Morrison loaded the final slides of his presentation. The conference room was filled with excited alien voices. 12 different species waited to see Earth's most specialized predator. Now I will show you something truly remarkable, Jake announced. This is the tarantula hawk wasp. It represents one of the most perfect examples of specialized hunting in all of nature. The main screen displayed a large black wasp with bright orange wings. The creature looked beautiful and dangerous at the same time. Jake felt proud to share this amazing example of Earth's biodiversity. The tarantula hawk wasp is not very large, Jake explained. It measures only about 2 inches long. But do not let its size fool you. This wasp hunts spiders that are many times bigger than itself. The aliens leaned forward with interest. Hunting creatures larger than yourself seemed like an impressive skill. Several alien species made approving sounds. Jake continued with enthusiasm. The female wasp searches for tarantulas in their burrows or hiding places. When she finds one, She engages in battle with a spider that can be 10 times her weight. Zixthera's crystal body flickered with curiosity. How does such a small creature defeat a much larger predator? The Wasp has a secret weapon, Jake replied. She carries one of the most powerful stings on Earth. But here is the amazing part. She does not sting to kill, she stings to paralyze. Jake. Click to the next slide, which showed a detailed diagram of the Wasp stinger and venom system. The Wasp sting injects a neurotoxin that completely paralyzes the tarantula. The spider cannot move, but it remains fully alive and aware. Some of the alien observers began to shift uncomfortably in their seats. Velnok's gaseous form started to swirl more rapidly than usual. Jake did not notice the change in mood. He was too excited about his presentation. Once the tarantula is paralyzed, the Wasp drags it to a specially prepared burrow. Remember, the spider is much heavier than the Wasp, but the Wasp is incredibly strong. The room grew quieter. Several aliens had stopped making their usual communication sounds. Thornwind's leaves began to rustle nervously. The Wasp then performs the most remarkable part of her reproductive cycle, Jake continued. She lays a single egg on the tarantula's abdomen. The egg is placed in exactly the right location for what happens next. Jake clicked to another slide, showing the life cycle diagram. After laying her egg, the Wasp seals the paralyzed tarantula inside the burrow. The spider will remain alive, but unable to move for several weeks. Commander Kate Phillips noticed that several aliens had activated small devices that looked like emergency communicators. She felt a growing sense that something was wrong, but Jake continued his presentation. When the Wasp egg hatches, a small larva emerges, Jake explained. This larva has an incredible instinct. It knows exactly how to feed on the living tarantula without killing its host. The conference room had become completely silent. No alien voices, no communication sounds, no movement. Every creature in the room stared at the presentation screen with what appeared to be horror. Jake still did not understand the reaction. He thought the aliens were amazed by the complexity of the hunting strategy. The larva feeds on the tarantula's body fluids and non-vital tissues first. It carefully avoids damaging any organs that would cause the spider to die. Zixthera's crystal body began flashing rapidly between red and black colors. Her translated voice carried a tone that Jake had never heard before. Dr. Morrison, please, confirm what you are saying. This creature keeps its prey alive while consuming it? Yes, exactly, Jake replied with excitement. It is one of nature's most efficient survival strategies. The larva has fresh food for several weeks and the tarantula stays alive the entire time. Several alien species began making sounds that the translation devices could not interpret. The sounds seemed to express shock and disgust. Dr. Amy Rodriguez realized that something was going terribly wrong. She stood up and tried to help. The tarantula hawk wasp is actually quite beneficial to ecosystems. It helps control spider populations and— Stop, Velnok interrupted. His gaseous form had contracted into a tight, dense cloud. You are telling us that this creature exists naturally on your planet? Jake nodded eagerly. Oh yes, they are quite common. You can find tarantula hawk wasps throughout North and South America. They are completely natural, not genetically modified or artificially created. The reaction was immediate and terrifying. Every alien in the room activated emergency communication devices simultaneously. Warning lights began flashing on the alien, ships visible through the conference room windows. Chief Engineer Paul Stevens rushed to the room's communication panel. Captain Carter, we have a situation. The alien fleet is powering up their engines. Captain Carter's voice came over the speakers. What is happening in there? Thornwind's entire plant body had turned from green to a sickly yellow color. His leaves shook violently. Your world naturally evolved creatures that torture their prey for weeks? This is not hunting, this is systematic cruelty. Jake finally realized that he had made a terrible mistake. Wait, please let me explain. The wasp is not being cruel. It is just following its natural instincts for survival. But the aliens were not listening anymore. Zixthera's crystal form flashed with panic colors. A world that produces such creatures through natural evolution is beyond our understanding. What kind of environment creates predators that specialize in prolonged suffering? The alien emergency communications grew louder and more frantic. Translation devices struggled to keep up with the rapid exchanges between different species. Dr. Susan Walsh entered the conference room and immediately saw the chaos. As the ship's psychologist, she recognized panic when she saw it. Everyone needs to calm down. We can discuss this rationally. There is nothing rational about torture predators, Velnok replied. His gaseous form was now pulsing with distress. Every species in the Galactic Harmony Collective has evolved beyond such barbaric survival methods. Jake desperately tried to salvage the situation. Please, you must understand. The Tarantula hawk Wasp does not think about causing suffering. It is just following millions of years of evolutionary programming. That makes it worse, Zixthara replied. Your world has had millions of years to evolve creatures whose entire existence depends on the prolonged torture of other living beings. What does this say about the fundamental nature of life on Earth? The emergency alarms from the alien ships grew louder. Admiral Tony Martinez's voice came through the ship's communication system. All stations alert. The alien fleet is preparing to depart. They are sending evacuation signals to ships throughout the entire system. Jake stared at the chaos around him. His simple presentation about Earth's biodiversity had somehow triggered a galactic crisis. He had no idea how to fix what he had broken. The alien emergency signals grew louder every second. Jake Morrison stood in the middle of the chaos, watching his dream of peaceful contact turn into a nightmare. Captain Lisa Carter burst into the conference room. What happened here? She demanded. The entire alien fleet is preparing to leave immediately. Zixthara's crystal body flashed bright red with panic. Captain Carter, we must evacuate this system at once. Your planet has been classified as a death world. A death world? Captain, Carter repeated in confusion. What does that mean? Velnok's gaseous form swirled frantically. Worlds that naturally evolve torture predators are too dangerous for peaceful contact. No civilized species can coexist with beings from such violent environments. Jake tried to step forward. Please, let me explain better. The tarantula hawk, Wasp is just one species among millions on Earth. One species is enough, Thornwyn replied. His plant body had turned completely yellow with fear. If your world can create one torture predator naturally, it can create others. We cannot risk exposure to such biological warfare. Commander Kate Phillips worked frantically at her communication console. The aliens are sending messages to every ship in their fleet. They are ordering immediate evacuation of the entire star system. Admiral Tony Martinez's voice came through the ship speakers. Captain Carter, we are detecting faster-than-light engine charges from all alien vessels. They appear to be preparing for emergency departure. Dr. Susan Walsh tried to approach the aliens calmly. I understand you are upset, but please consider our perspective. Humans do not create these creatures. They evolved naturally over millions of years. That is exactly the problem, Zixthara replied. Natural evolution on your world has produced biological weapons. This suggests that your entire planet operates on principles of maximum suffering and cruelty. Jake felt desperate. 3 weeks of wonderful friendship were disappearing in minutes. But we showed you our other animals too. Lions, tigers, sharks, they kill quickly and efficiently. Most Earth predators do not torture their prey. It does not matter, Velnok answered. The existence of even one torture predator species proves that your world's evolutionary pressures favor cruelty. What other horrors has your planet created that you have not shown us? Dr. Amy Rodriguez entered the room, looking confused and worried. I heard emergency alarms. What is happening? Your suggestion destroyed everything, Jake said sadly. The aliens think Earth is too dangerous because of the tarantula hawk Wasp. Amy's face went pale. I never thought. I just wanted to show them something interesting. Chief Engineer Paul Stevens monitored the alien ships from his control station. Captain, the alien vessels are not just leaving our solar system. They are moving toward the edge of known space. It looks like they are planning to travel to completely different galaxies. The alien species in the conference room began floating toward the exit. Their emergency departure was clearly immediate. Captain Carter blocked their path. Please, give us a chance to work this out. We can discuss our differences and find common ground. There is no common ground with a species from a torture world, Zixthera replied. Your planet has evolved you to accept cruelty as normal. You cannot even understand why we are horrified. But we are not cruel, Jake protested. Humans care about reducing suffering. We have laws against animal cruelty. We build hospitals to heal the sick. Thornwind's leaves rustled with fear. Yet you spoke about the torture wasp with excitement and pride. You called it remarkable and perfect. This proves that deep inside you admire cruelty. Jake realized with horror that the alien was right. He had been excited about the tarantula hawk wasp. He had called it amazing and wonderful. To the aliens, this proved that humans naturally appreciated torture. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Blake tried one last diplomatic approach. What if we promise to keep our dangerous species contained on Earth? We will not bring them to other worlds. You are the dangerous species, Velnock replied. Any civilization that evolves alongside torture predators must develop similar survival strategies. You may appear peaceful now, but your true nature will emerge eventually. The aliens moved quickly toward their docking tube. The human crew could only watch helplessly as their new friends fled in terror. Dr. Walsh made one final attempt. At least tell us what we can do to change your minds. Zixthera paused at the airlock door. Nothing. We are placing warning beacons around your star system. Other civilized species will be advised to avoid contact with the inhabitants of the Tarantula Hawk system. The Tarantula Hawk system? Captain Carter asked. That is what your solar system will be called now, Thornwind explained. It warns other species about the nature of life here. The aliens disappeared through the airlock. Within minutes, their ships detached from the Endeavor and began moving away at incredible speed. Jake watched through the observation window as the beautiful crystal ship, the flowing metal vessel, and the living wood craft accelerated toward the stars. Soon they activated their faster-than-light drives and vanished completely. Sir? Paul Stevens called from his station. I am detecting similar departures throughout the system. It appears that other alien civilizations are also evacuating after receiving the Galactic Harmony Collective's warning messages. Captain Carter slumped into a chair. How long will it take for word to spread? Ryan Blake checked his instruments. Based on their communication patterns, every major civilization in this galaxy will know about Earth within a few months. They are sending out automatic warning beacons as they retreat. Jake stared out at the empty space where the alien ships had been. I destroyed humanity's first contact with alien civilizations because I got excited about a wasp. Amy Rodriguez put her hand on his shoulder. You could not have known they would react this way. But I should have been more careful, Jake replied. I should have considered how other species might view our predators. Dr. Walsh looked at the communication data. According to their final messages, they are not just avoiding our solar system. They are evacuating this entire region of the galaxy. They think any area that produced a world like Earth must be fundamentally dangerous. Admiral Martinez's voice came through the speakers again. All stations, we are now detecting long-range evacuation signals from multiple star systems. It appears that several alien civilizations are abandoning colonies and outposts within 100 light-years of Earth. Captain Carter stood up slowly. So we are alone again? Worse than alone, Jake said quietly. We are quarantined. Earth has become the scary planet that other civilizations warn their children about. The Endeavor floated silently in space, surrounded by automated warning beacons that would tell any future visitors to stay away from the dangerous world that created torture wasps. 6 months had passed since the alien exodus from Earth's solar system. Dr. Jake Morrison sat in his laboratory, staring at a preserved tarantula hawk wasp in a glass case. The tiny creature that had ended humanity's first contact with alien civilizations looked so innocent and harmless. Captain Lisa Carter knocked on his laboratory door. Jake, we need to talk. Jake looked up from his work. He had spent months studying reports and trying to understand what went wrong. Any news from the investigation committee? The committee finished their report, Captain Carter said as she sat down. No one blames you for what happened. You were just doing your job as a scientist. But I destroyed everything. Jake replied sadly. Humanity's chance to join a galactic community is gone because I got excited about a wasp. Captain Carter shook her head. The committee concluded that the cultural misunderstanding would have happened eventually. Earth's biology is simply too different from theirs. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Blake entered the laboratory carrying a data tablet. Jake, you need to see the latest deep space monitoring reports. Something interesting is happening. Jake took the tablet and read the information. His eyes widened with surprise. These signals are coming from outside our galaxy? Yes, Ryan replied. Admiral Martinez's long-range sensors have detected organized communication patterns from distant star systems. The messages appear to be directed toward Earth. Captain Carter leaned forward. What kind of messages? Ryan smiled for the first time in months. They seem to be greeting signals. Someone out there wants to make contact with the humans from the Tarantula Hawk system. Dr. Susan Walsh joined them in the laboratory. As the ship's psychologist, she had been studying the long-term effects of the failed first contact. I have been analyzing the alien departure data. The pattern is very interesting. What did you find? Jake asked. The Galactic Harmony Collective did not just warn other species about Earth, Dr. Walsh explained. They specifically described us as representatives of a death world. But not all civilizations in the galaxy fear death worlds. Commander Kate Phillips appeared in the doorway. Sorry to interrupt, but we are receiving a direct communication signal. It is coming from a star system about 50,000 light-years away. They all rushed to the communication center. Phillips worked at her console to clean up the signal. Slowly, a voice emerged from the static. Greetings, humans of the Tarantula Hawk system, the voice said in perfect English. We are the Iron Claw Alliance. We represent civilizations from worlds that your Galactic Harmony friends would also call death worlds. Jake felt his heart beat faster. They know about what happened? We received the evacuation warnings from the peaceful species, the voice continued. They described your world as too dangerous for civilized contact. This made us very interested in meeting you. Captain, Carter activated the response transmitter. This is Captain Lisa Carter of the human vessel Endeavor. We are surprised to hear from you. Captain Carter, we understand your confusion, the alien replied. Let me explain. The galaxy contains two types of civilizations. There are the gentle species like the Galactic Harmony Collective, who evolved on safe, peaceful worlds. Then there are species like us, who evolved on dangerous planets where only the strongest survive. Dr. Amy Rodriguez had arrived and was listening with fascination. Are you saying there are other worlds like Earth? Many worlds like Earth, the voice confirmed. Planets where evolution created efficient predators, dangerous weather, and challenging survival conditions. The gentle species avoid us, but we understand each other very well. Jake stepped closer to the communication console. You are not afraid of our predators? The alien voice made a sound that might have been laughter. Afraid? We are impressed. A creature that can keep prey alive while feeding shows remarkable evolutionary efficiency. Our worlds have developed similar survival strategies. Ryan Blake checked his instruments. Captain, I am detecting multiple ships approaching from different directions. They all appear to be coming from outside our local galaxy region. Those are our friends, the alien voice explained. When the Harmony Collective declared your system a quarantine zone, we decided to investigate. Any species that can terrify peaceful aliens with a simple biology presentation must be worth meeting. Dr. Walsh smiled with understanding. So you see our predators as evidence of strength, not cruelty. Exactly, the alien replied. Worlds that produce efficient predators also produce strong, adaptable civilizations. We believe you would fit well into our alliance. Chief Engineer Paul Stevens monitored the approaching ships. Captain, these vessels are much different from the Harmony. Collective ships, they look built for war, not exploration. We build our ships to survive in a dangerous galaxy, the alien voice confirmed. But we are not warlike. We simply understand that peace requires strength. Captain Carter felt hope returning for the first time in months. What is this Iron Claw Alliance? We are civilizations from death worlds who work together for mutual benefit, the alien explained. We share technology, trade resources, and protect each other from threats. The gentle species fear us, so we must depend on each other. Jake looked at his preserved tarantula hawk Wasp with new eyes. So our predators are not a disadvantage? They are your greatest strength, the alien voice replied. Species from death worlds develop creativity, determination, and survival skills that peaceful worlds cannot match. Your tarantula hawk Wasp shows that Earth's evolution produces remarkable biological solutions. Amy Rodriguez laughed with relief. I spent months feeling guilty for suggesting Jake include the Wasp in his presentation. You should feel proud, the alien said. That Wasp was the perfect introduction to show us what kind of world Earth really is. The first of the new alien ships came into visual range. Unlike the beautiful, peaceful vessels of the Harmony Collective, these ships looked practical and powerful. They were built by species that understood the need to be ready for anything. We would like to invite humanity to join the Iron Claw Alliance, the alien voice announced. We think your species has the Death World mentality that would make you excellent allies. Captain Carter looked around at her crew. They all nodded with excitement. We accept your invitation to learn more about your alliance. Excellent, the alien replied. Prepare for formal first contact. This time we suggest you start your biology presentation with the tarantula hawk Wasp. We want to see what impressed us so much. Jake Morrison picked up his preserved specimen and smiled. The tiny wasp that had ended one friendship was about to begin many others. Sometimes the things that make you different are exactly what make you special. Earth was no longer alone in the galaxy. They had found their people among the stars. Other survivors from worlds where life was challenging and evolution was creative. The Death World Alliance was about to welcome its newest and most interesting member. The Tarantula Hawk system had become exactly what it was meant to be, home to creatures and people who understood that sometimes the most beautiful things in nature are also the most dangerous.